Okay, so we're back with another one here, and today we've got the SOG Dark Energy 750A, and you can see on the side there it is not labeled 750A, it is labeled DE-06, DE-06. So I think this has something to do with the weight, because this one weighs 6.6 ounces, and there's another one there, double A light in the same line, Dark Energy. It's labeled DE-03, and it's weighs 3.3 something, but it's over 4 inches long. So initially, until I caught that, I thought it was the size, but apparently it's not. So, all right, got a lot of SOG branding there. Dark Energy, SOG likes to, I haven't gotten a lot of their products, but maybe a handful. Oh, it says SOG right there too. And everything is heavy branded with them. So you can see it's got a little bit of anti-roll there, and of course the pocket clip is there. The pocket clip is screwed on. I tried to unscrew it, but I wasn't able to. It started stripping out the screws just a little bit there, and so that was kind of disappointing. I mean, the pocket clip's not too in a way, but it would have been nice to take it off. You can see you do have kind of have that crenulation there. It's not sharp, but this is still the hard aluminum of the body. So I guess you could smash something with it if you want. Pretty deep reflector there. You got your little LED down there, and if you caught that, it does a very good tail stand there. So it shakes the camera, but not the light itself. Operation is through a single switch on the rear. You got momentary on, and that. So it came with this battery here, Next Torch, whatever that's about, 2600 milliamp hour battery, 3.7 volt, rechargeable lithium ion, and standing it next to a Phoenix. I don't know why, but it's a few millimeters longer than a protected Phoenix cell. Just a few millimeters longer. Same battery type and size, but yeah. So inside the light, a little bit different than what some of them do. It's labeled here negative, so in case you get confused there, just get a basic spring inside there. And this one goes in button first. You can see this is how it came, and it looks like I got a couple specks of dust in there, but really not bad for having so few threads. And there is an O-ring down here at the bottom. Yeah, just screws in there. Yeah, so through the tail switch with momentary on, it only does high. And then if you want to go to the other modes, you got medium, low, and then here comes strobe. And then no more strobe there, and then back to high. So if you want to do one of the other modes, you have to go into it, but this is marketed as strictly as a tactical light that can perform everyday carry functions for the average Joe. The top does not seem to come off. It looks like it kind of does. So I'm guessing they use the same tube for other lights, this part of the tube, maybe up to here. I'm not real sure. As far as carrying it goes, the pocket clip I found to be adequate for pocket. As I've said before, I wear almost exclusively cargo pants at work. It's just the most comfortable thing for me to wear. And in the front pocket of the cargo pants, I did not have any trouble, even with other stuff in my pocket, with it coming out, or with it even pushing up a little bit on a pocket clip. Some lights I've had, I don't know what the deal is. So you get the top of your pocket here, and then you reach out to get your light, and it's sticking up, and you realize you were getting kind of close to losing your light. Didn't have that happen here. If you don't want to pocket carry it, or you don't have a vest or something that can accommodate the pocket clip, I found the Converge holster I got from Phoenix quite a ways back. It came with the TK20R. I think this is the medium size. It's either medium or large. You can see, so that's down there at the bottom. And although you have a lot of space at the top, it's not, I mean, yeah, it could come out, but it's not a big danger of coming out. If you wanted to stick it up higher, I would say just get some whatever, some tape or something, and just stick it in the bottom there. And then they're saying their burn time for that is 98 minutes at 100% power, so that's hour 38 minutes. And the low mode was 97.7 hours. I did my own time testing on this, and I got different times, which actually in favor of them. It's not always the case. With their included battery, I got on their high mode, there is no turbo on this, it's just the high, medium, low, and then strobe. The turbo, or the high mode, I got 2 hours 31 minutes and it was completely out. So at about 2 hours 10 minutes it started dimming, but it didn't dim down to like a quarter of a lumen and then go out. It went down to the low mode. It was probably a little bit less than the low mode, and then it went out. With the Phoenix 2600 milliamp battery, specifically this one, this is the one I actually used here. See, that's also in good condition there. I got different results, which was also weird. At about 2 hours it started to dim, not the same as the other one. 2 hours 32 minutes it went into low power only. At 2 hours and 32 minutes it went into strobe, but it was a much lower power, so it would be like the low mode. Let's see if I can get it into low mode there. So it went into like that, but it was strobe. And the camera's kind of picking up. It's actually about twice as bright as it is to my eyes. But about that level, but strobe. And here comes strobe again. That's the normal strobe level, it's the high level. So I don't know what the deal with that was, but that was kind of weird. And then it just kept going, and then it went out of the strobe. It went down to like half of the normal low mode, I guess. And then it just stayed there and went out at 5 hours and 22 minutes. So that's a long run time there when you're starting from the high mode on a light. I thought it was, again, weird, but pretty cool. Something I noticed was even on the highest setting, so high mode on here, it did get a little warm. And granted, I was in an air-conditioned building when I was testing this. I just had it on. It did get a little warm, but it wasn't hot. Like, it wasn't gonna burn you. But again, that's just a high mode. That's not a turbo mode, which, you know, the turbo modes, we all get caught up on, oh, it's got to have the maximum number of lumens. But the turbo mode on most of the lights that we're looking at is anywhere from a minute to 5 minutes. Some of them, Zebra Light, you can program some of their lights where it'll run 9 minutes, I think it is. And then Olight has a timer, but it won't run turbo on that timer, where you can have 3 minutes or 9 minutes, something like that. And then Through Night goes ahead and just lets you do whatever you want, but they tell you not to run it more than a certain length of time because you could risk damaging it. So you can run it at turbo for 20 minutes if you want, but you're running a risk of damaging your light. But at any rate, I thought that was pretty nice that you can just run this thing. You can just run this thing in its highest mode if that's what you need, and you don't have to worry about your hand. You don't have to worry about getting burned if you screw up and just put your hand up here. You can see around the tail switch, it's completely protected from the sides, which is good and bad. Holding it like that, very easy to use, did not have any trouble. Holding it like this, which is how I would normally want to do it, without gloves, I didn't have any trouble. I don't know what the deal was, but with gloves, I had a lot of trouble trying to activate it like that. So it's fine without gloves, but for me, for some reason, and I'm wearing leather work gloves, they are whatever the firefighters call their gloves. They have some specific names that they call them though. So overall, I thought this was actually a pretty good light. I'm not going to keep it around for everyday carry, but if you're looking for something that's tactical and starts in high mode, because that's one of the things that I've seen people complain about with lights that are being labeled as tactical, is they saying they're not really tactical because they start in low mode or it has mode memory. A tactical light, they say, should always start in the highest output mode, or at least the high mode. So if that appeals to you, then this might be a good choice for you. You can see I've already dropped it onto dirt with a bunch of rock in it. So we'll go ahead and do some waterproof testing and get to it. Alright, so we've got our SOG 750A, Dark Energy 750A, labeled as DE-06 on the light itself, and we're going to do some waterproof testing here. So I'm going to put it into the low mode because it's still kind of bright, and make sure my cap is on. Yeah, and let's go ahead and okay, so that's a minute in the water there, submerged. And alright, so let's go ahead and dry this off and see if it'll still run through modes. Alright, so we just ran our Dark Energy here through waterproof test, survived just over a minute underwater, about a minute and a quarter or so, and we got it mostly dried off there. So let's see if it still cycles. Strobe coming. Strobe, high, medium, low, strobe, medium, low. Okay, so momentary is running. On, off. Yeah, there is no mode memory on this, like I said before, so it's always high, medium, low strobe. Alright guys, let's see, that's on the outside there. Yeah. Yep, that's on the outside. Got worried for a minute there. So okay, another successful test. One thing else I will note that it's SOG, so a lot of people think all SOG stuff is made in the US. This is actually made in China. It says it on the box. Not all SOG stuff is made. See there on the right, made in China. Tactical, Dark Energy, yeah. So look at this giant box too. So you can see how big the light is. Look at how big this box is. Holy crap. So, but the reason the box is that big is because it also came with a wall charger. So this is the where you stick your battery in, and this plug right here. This is your plug for it, and it's just a regular, as a DC or whatever, and it's just a single charger. See, there's no lights on here. Your light is up there, so nothing is in it, or it's full, the light goes green, charging it goes red, and that's it. Super duper basic charger, but for the price it does come with a charger, so that's kind of cool. If you're looking for a tactical light and you're just getting started, you don't have batteries or chargers yet, you get a battery that seems to be decent. Like I said, I dropped the light, that battery was in it when I dropped it, and the battery survived the fall. I mean, if it's hard enough to do that to anodized aluminum, you know, then that's a pretty decent drop. So overall, I'd say it's a good buy if you're looking for something in a tactical area. Alright guys, so that's all I got for you this time around. I do have another SOG Dark Energy. I do have the little AA version. I'll be getting to that. And then I've got a few other things coming on the way too. So stay tuned. Think about subscribing if you haven't done so already. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching this at all. And if you have any questions or comments, just drop them down below and I'll get back to you. Thanks. Bye.